Hi, everyone. Welcome to day 2 of Dr. Moss's absence. I'm Rabbi Light, and I know you begin your day with a machloket or a disagreement with Rashi, finding the Rashi's kashas and teruts and comparing Rashi's kasha and teruts with your own. So let's begin. Make sure in the document you're submitting for your Pirkei Avot unit that you write day 2 and make a chart that looks like this. You probably should be copying and pasting from the chart that you already have from day 1. All right, here we go, everyone. So here is the first Rashi of the day. So what do we have here? We knew that that God and the angels came and investigated the evil towns of Sodom and Amorah. God finds that those towns actually are evil and is ready to destroy them. But Abraham says, "Hey, God, what are you doing?" And then what ensues is a kind of bargaining match, a back and forth between God and Abraham to try to get the number that God would agree not to destroy the city if several good people are found, lower and lower and lower and lower. God's Abraham starts with 50 and then gets smaller and smaller. He says, if I can find 50, if I can find 45, if I can find 35, if I can find 20 righteous people in the city, will you destroy that city, the whole city, for the sake of those? Won't you keep it around for the sake of those people? And God keeps on saying yes, yes, yes. And here we get to the very final remark that Abraham makes. Vayomer al na yichar laduni, and Abraham says, please don't be angry at me if I speak this one more time. He said, let not my God be angry if I speak but this last time. What if 10 people should be found? And God answered, meaning 10 righteous people. And God said, I will not destroy the city for the sake of 10 righteous people. And that's it. The discussion ends at this point. So what do you think what is your kasha? Or what do you think Rashi's kasha is? Write your answer here. And substitute teacher, you may certainly stop the video and have people share some of their answers. That would be great. And let's see what Rashi says. Rashi's kasha is, why is Abe stopping with 10? Why doesn't he keep on going? He's like on a roll here. Everything that Abraham says, God seems to be agreeing with. Why not 9? Why not 8? Why not 7? Why not 6? And so what kind of teruts can you give? What would be your solution for, first of all, summarize Rashi's kasha, write what you think the teruts would be, and when you're ready, you can go ahead and take some ideas of what the teruts is, and let's go find out what Rashi's teruts is. Rashi says, Abraham knows that Noah and his family were 8 good people, and God did not save the world because of that. Abe can't ask for 9 because Abe knows that by starting with the number 50 for 5 towns, that 9 in each town would never be enough to warrant saving the town. The second solution is a little strange, but I love the solution for 8. Like Abraham already knows that the world was destroyed when there were only Noah and his wife and his kids and their wives, and that was 8. So of course it can't be. Maybe it can be 9, and there's a weird reason why it's not 9. But this is a pretty good teruts from Rashi, saying there's a reason why Abraham doesn't go less. Abraham knows some of his Torah history, and we should all, I guess, know that as well. So the big takeaway is, when you're arguing, have some pre-knowledge, kind of understand where you can actually go to and where you can't go beyond. All right, and now, so summarize Rashi's teruts here, and now let's go to our next piece of Torah. Vayitpalel Avraham el Ha'Elohim vayirpa Elohim et Avimelech vet ishto, and Vadonai pakad et Sarah vatar. Okay, so this happens a little bit later in Bereshit, not so much later, but the Akedah is, the Sodom and Amorah story is over, and there's this weird thing that Abraham is kind of walking into a city, and all of a sudden he's very scared. He's very scared because he goes into the city and feels like everyone's going to kill him because they're going to know that he is the husband of Sarah. They think Sarah is beautiful, and they're going to kill Abraham. So Abraham says, hey, listen, why don't you tell them that you are my sister and not my wife? That way they won't kill me. And Sarah says, okay, great idea. Let's do it. And all of a sudden, once they find out that this is Abraham's sister and not Abraham's wife, they don't touch Abraham, but they do capture Sarah. And Avimelech, the king, takes him as a wife. Okay. And then the whole story kind of ends where God punishes the people by not letting them have babies at all. Okay. And this is where we are at this story. So Sarah is now free. Abraham prays to God, and God heals Avimelech and his wife and slave girls so they can now start having children again. And then the next verse in the Torah says, God then took note of Sarah, and as God had promised, Sarah became pregnant and had a son. So what is Rashi's kasha? Write it there. You can certainly stop the video and share. This is kind of a hard one. Here's Rashi's kasha. Why does it first say that Abraham prayed for the people of Avimelech's kingdom so that they could become pregnant? And then the Torah says that Sarah also got pregnant at that moment. What's the connection between one thing and the next? So summarize Rashi's kasha, and what do you think is a good teirutz? And you can certainly answer. Stop the video, Mr. and Mrs. Substitute Teacher, and ask for the teirutz. Here's Rashi's teirutz. Rashi says this teaches us that anyone who prays, anyone who prays, sorry, this is weird, I made some mistakes here. This teaches us that anyone who prays for someone else that has the same problem that you have, it will accelerate that person being answered as well, and even first. So really what Rashi is saying here is, hey, don't we know that actually Sarah wants to have a baby more than anything in the world? And what's she doing first? Abraham and Sarah are doing what first? They're praying for the kingdom of Avimelech to be able to have kids. And all of a sudden, she can have kids. So what is it? Rashi saying, isn't that an interesting connection? Here I am, Sarah and Abraham, praying for someone else to have a baby when I want to have a baby as well. And all of a sudden, I'm answered. Oh, that teaches an amazing nafkamina, an amazing takeaway. And by the way, I think this might be, well, you'll have to debate this in class if this is true in real life. If I want something really badly, instead of saying, please, 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 Rashi is saying to do what? Rashi is saying, find someone else who has that same want that you want, help that person get what they want, and surprise, surprise, you'll find that you're answered as well, that you'll be answered as well. Is that true in real life? Does that work? Like, if you want an A for a test, the best thing to do is find someone else that wants to get an A and help that person get an A, and you'll get an A. Is that true, or is it not true? But it's an interesting nafkamina, an interesting takeaway. All right, write Rashi's teirutz here, and then we're done for the day.